Hi and welcome. Hi and welcome to WhoNoob and WhoVeteran. He's the WhoNoob. His real name's Russell. He's only been watching Doctor Who since the 12th Doctor came along. I'm the WhoVeteran. I've only been watching Doctor Who for like all my life and know almost all there is to know about it. Today we're reviewing the 4th episode of Cast, Co-Owner of a Lonely Heart, written by Patrick Ness. Russell, what did you think of it? It's a two-parter, maybe more. I'm guessing it's just a two-parter. Still, it's nice to know there are multi-parters in Cast. There we go, that's the main stuff I want to get off my chest. What did you think of the episode?
Can I ask...
Oh, by the way, I like kittens, don't you?
can I ask...
Oh, and by the way, what did you think of the Wonder Woman trailer?
Oh, that looks
Oh,
awesome.
and by the way, what did you think of...
the Lego Batman trailer? Let me tell you all about it. He's not watching it because he's saving himself.
Media blackout, that's what we call it.
Can I ask? I've got a question.
Yeah,
So-
sure, go ahead. Give me your questions and what did you think of the episode?
Well, so being a WhoNoob, right?
Yeah.
And since the 12th Doctor, when did the 12th Doctor come out? That would have been two
years ago.
So at what point, and I understand I'm still a WhoNoob, and
Yeah.
by no means am I trying to, push myself up the ranks here, but at what point am I no longer a WhoNoob? And maybe in between, I know it's going to be a while before I can call myself a WhoVeteran, but...
Once you start watching other Doctor Who episodes from previous eras, it will be 11th, 10th and 9th Doctor stories or classic Doctor Who stories. Just once you get to that stage of building a knowledge of former Doctor Who stories, that's when you're
come out of the noob.
Yeah.
The noob. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so, yes, the episode.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go through this. The governess came up again.
Yeah.
So, which we could tell that was going to happen, like,
Yeah.
it sort of was put in our face
A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. Where did she come up again?
Episode 2, the robot.
But how did the governess come up in this episode again? What did
Oh,
they
the
say?
governess is who the head teacher's working for.
That's right.
And that whole subplot with like the head teacher and the flowers didn't seem to
Yeah.
fit in anywhere.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just kind of there, it was weird.
Yeah, like one of my questions, and
But I mean, with that said, that this is a multi-part story, so maybe it will it will fit in with the overall plot better once we see part 2. But right now, as it stands in part 1, it feels a bit it just kind of shoehorned in there.
yeah.
Kind of like it relates to nothing.
And I think I sort of said messy to you earlier, and maybe messy is the wrong word. I like what you said, shoehorned in there. That's a good way of putting it. But yeah, it just made the plot sort of feel like it was going all over the place a little bit, and
Yeah.
hard to follow what was going on. That line though. Can we have a moment of cuddling?
Yeah, that line was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
But at the same time, though, it kind of cheapened the Shadow
Yeah.
King, whatever he's
Yeah.
called.
Like, I cracked up at the line. I thought the line was well done by the actor, but just the idea that they use sex to show the emotional transactions between the Shadow King and April.
Yeah.
That's what sort of cheapened it for me, and then like.
It was good that the connection went both ways.
Yeah, I like that.
But that was a weird scene to decide to do it with, because it's
Yeah.
kind of like, do we really want to know how the aliens do their mating?
Yeah, and what I liked about the transition with April was it started off kind of subtle, We'd have the flashes of the eyes, we'd have her acting kind of weird towards
Ram.
I
I didn't like the way they built up to that scene. The dialogue felt really cheesy and kind of...
Well, yeah, don't get me wrong, the way they did it, but the idea of it, them slowly, I like that. I like the idea that it was, it wasn't just thrown at us, like...
I liked what they were trying to do with that scene, but I thought the execution was kind of cheesy and cliche.
What they should have done was done more of it, less of it with them.
With the aliens.
No, more of it, the build-up with the aliens, and less with
Ram and
April, because I feel like that could have been an interesting dynamic of seeing this
Yeah, I did.
this evil characters start to have these caring emotions
I did-
as
I
opposed
did-
to throwing the
okay,
sex in there.
What I did kind of like in there was that it did illustrate how aggressive of a race the Shadowkin are, because
Yeah.
they start off by hitting each other,
Yeah.
which kind of reminds me a bit of Klingons actually, and how they like to do it. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It just reminded me of Klingon. Reminded me of an episode of Star Trek.
Right.
That's all.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say. Oh, that's my notes. Can we move on to another scene? I'm starting to sweat and feel uncomfortable now.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Head teacher reminds me of Missy. Every time I see
Same,
head teacher,
same.
I'm like, Missy. And I'm like,
Yeah,
just like Missy.
she feels like a very kind of stereotypical, almost Moffat-esque kind of character, which makes me cringe a little, I'm not gonna lie, but hey, we haven't seen much of her character yet, maybe she'll go in an interesting direction. But yeah, but right now it's like, oh, when did Stephen Moffat start writing this? Yeah, she pops up.
What do you think of all the sex in the
Can we stop? It's not actually really that much. They don't really show anything. It's more implied than actually shown.
Yeah, no, but no, and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying what it's a different to who. What you know, it's different.
I don't know. Torchwood had more of it, so
Right. Yeah.
I'm yeah.
I mean,
In fact, Torchwood had an alien that killed people by having with them. So yeah. And then there was that.
I mean, it's just because I am new to who, seeing the violence and seeing the the sex that's been put in, it's put this whole
different point of view on the universe.
Yeah.
On the Doctor Who
Exactly.
universe
Yeah.
for you, not
Yeah.
the actual universe.
The
Cast
Doctor
hasn't
Who
changed.
universe.
Cast hasn't changed your outlook on life.
Yeah. I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is this new thing that's?
But it's changed your outlook on the Doctor Who universe.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, the end.
The cliffhanger.
The cliffhanger.
I liked it, though you're just telling me earlier how you didn't like how when she was giving the speech about how she knows where to find the Shadowkin. You didn't like how it was shot behind her. And I do agree with that. It should have been like a close up to her face or at least a mid shot. Because the passion
it lost all the power of it.
Because the actress's delivery of it was actually really good. But
it belittles it by.
But we didn't really get to see it.
Yeah.
It was poorly shot. It didn't ruin it for me, but I do agree it could have been better executed.
I feel like it should have been the moment where they film it, and through camera techniques and camera angles and things like that, to create this sense that she's just as powerful as the Shadow King. But now the way they did it, I kind of look at her and go, what is she doing? Don't play with the big boys if you.
I didn't feel like that, but I don't think I disliked it as much as you did. But I actually still really liked the cliffhanger. I do think though that I do agree it's not as powerful as it should have been, but I still think it overall I think it worked. I think it was well written and I think it was well acted, just poorly shot. Yeah,
and that's what I mean. Like through these camera angles, like it's like having a high shot looking down on someone. It makes them look powerless.
Yeah, like there was an earlier shot where you had the female Shadowkin. I can't remember her name. The one that the Shadowkin mated with. There was a shot where she was talking to him and she was like way down here.
Yeah,
he was way up there.
Yeah, he's up there. We've got this power.
It was like the Shadow King's powerful.
Yeah, and he's big and he's strong.
Not to be messed with, and he kills her later on, and also he killed that other one who tried to help him at the beginning. He feels. Apart from that line about cuddling, he feels powerful and scary, and he is the most. One thing which I really liked about this episode was how they had an almost equal focus on the Shadowkin as the main characters, and I liked it. I liked how the villains are well fleshed out here. We haven't had that was something I didn't like about the last two episodes of Class. Last Night Visiting and the Coach of the Dragon Tattoo, is that the villains didn't feel that well fleshed out, but here they feel really fleshed out, and it is like the Shadow King and just the Shadow King as a whole. are probably the best, most well fleshed out Doctor Who villains we've had since 2011, if not longer. Like it's been a long time since we've had well fleshed out villains like this in Doctor Who.
Yeah, and I really like them too, and that's what made I feel the speech that she had at the end not way up, because I know what she's up against, because these characters have been so well developed. Excuse me, but then to have the speech and sort of just, it was kind of just a. It wasn't built well enough, I don't think. And the fact that she cut the.
Yeah.
She knew.
She cut the crack.
She just this
it was weird. Like she cut the crack, and she also like did. I think she healed her mother, though I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
What
What was that like?
And she did like. I'm hoping it's addressed in part 2, because it's like she has these abilities
I have
that she's
a
never
theory.
mentioned before, and it's just come out of nowhere. I think it's possibly to do with the connection with the Shadow King.
Yeah,
and
I
that
think
she's getting this knowledge kind of seeping through. I hope they explain this in part 2.
and that's
that's
part of
something.
me thinks that.
Can I just get this off my chest?
Yeah.
Is that, and also with the scene of her healing her mother or whatever she did, I kind of find it weird that they didn't clarify what did she do. Like it seemed like she healed her, but it wasn't entirely clear. And it's like they're trying to make that part of the cliffhanger. But I think like her just going into the Shadow Realm and Ram following her is kind of enough of a cliffhanger in its own right, without adding this extra confusion with the thing of the mother, because that didn't really make it tense. That just made it kind of confusing.
Yeah, and that's
again. I still overall like the cliffhanger, but again, it was another thing that made it not as powerful and as like jaw dropping as it should have been.
Yeah, because all I was sitting there thinking was, and I knew what was going to happen. As soon as she hit the ground, I was like, oh, she's going to be able to walk again. Like I knew that's where it was going. But why? Like, why? What has she done to? And my theory is partly that this whole idea of this opposite character. You know, she's this good character, and the Shadow King's this bad character, and they're starting to, you know, through the connection, they're starting to get different sides of each other. But
yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I'll just with the theory, the Shadow King, he killed the female that he was with. Killed her, and then because she's the opposite, she was able to take this energy and give some of it to her mum. And it's just, again, this whole idea of opposites. And I like that idea. I really like that idea. But they didn't explain it, and hopefully they do explain it.
Well, again, it's not really annoying me too much right now, because there's a whole other episode to go in this story. I mean, so I hope, I hope that's all explained. I'm confident it will be explained.
Hopefully it's not like some of the old Doctor Who ones, not the old ones, but
some of the Doctor Who ones you've seen.
Yeah,
Doctor Who
and we'll do this, and we won't come back to it.
Yeah, Doctor Who has done that a lot since you came in. In fact, who am I kidding? It's done that a lot since for the last 5 years. I don't really have much else to say. April's dad, I like the actor who plays April's dad, and I'm glad that they're bringing him into it. But I don't have much to say. I need to see where they're going with it first in the next episode. What I did like was the stuff they're doing with Charlie in this episode, and how he's kind of getting a bit, kind of controlling of Miss Quill. He's starting to kind of become a bit corrupted. Yeah. And
the characters are always still developing. Like
episode to episode, they keep changing like that.
Yeah.
They keep developing. And also, I do like the whole. I do like the relationship between Charlie and his boyfriend. What's he called?
Charlie's boyfriend.
Yeah, let's just call him Charlie's boyfriend. I like their relationship. Like it feels very natural.
Yeah, they're almost getting to that that old, grandparent, bickering couple stage,
Yeah, but the actors do a good job. Like they clearly care for each other, because there's that scene where Charlie's opening up to his boyfriend about about the fact that the cabinet is a way of actually bringing his people back, and it's getting a bit distressing. The two kind of start to walk towards each other just ever so slightly to kind of like hug each other or something to to comfort each other, and then Tanya comes in and then. So, but it's very brief, and you could kind of miss it if you're not paying attention. But it's just a slight body movement that kind of helps, make their relationship feel more genuine. Oh, I also really like the scene where April's in the classroom and talking about how war feels like, and all that. That was a cool scene. I like that. That's all I really have to say.
What do you think of, like, I understand that they didn't address it enough, and kind of like, why are these petals here? But do you like the idea of this as a villain? I really like.
Yeah, I do like the idea of the petal, of the flower petal things as a villain. They are a cool concept. I just don't see how they fit into the rest of the story yet. So we'll see what they're doing with that next week. That's all I've got to say. You?
That's about it.
Yeah, that's all I've got to say. So no, we're not going to be scoring this episode out of 10 since it is the first in a multi-part story. So we'll see you next week, I guess.
Maybe we'll have like a Guardians of the Galaxy and like a talking tree that's the main villain, and the petals come up like roots, you know.
Now you're just roaming into fanfic territory.
Yeah.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Class dismissed.